how's it going there? Welcome back to Northumbria Virtual Tours. Today I'm going to be showing you our main city campus. So to start off, we're in City Campus East, and if you look to my right, this is the Business and Law building, and that is where all business and law students are based. All their courses are there. They've got their own law library, and they've got their own courtroom for law students, and that is where they study like the actual real court cases that they extracted. It's a real courtroom style shields. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And to my left here is the design school, and that's where fashion courses are based. That's where industrial design courses are based. So in there, essentially, it's like their own mini headquarters. And fun fact, if you look on Google Maps City Campus East, this whole part of the campus actually looks like a brain. The right side with the business and law building representing like the technical and logical side, and the design building representing the creative side of the brain. Just a quick little fact. So now I'm going to be walking down this way, and I'm going to be showing you the rest of the campus when we cross the bridge. Let's go. And we have just crossed the main bridge from Northumbria that connects City Campus East to City Campus West. So now I'm here in City Campus West, and right in front of me here is the new CIS building for ICT courses and computer sciences. Now, the uni have invested so much money on this building, like well over the millions. I don't even want to guess how much they invested onto that, but it's home to their type of courses, and they've got the state-of-the-art technology for them to get the best learning experience. A bunch of fancy computers. Now, to my front is Ellison Building, spanning across the entire left to right is Ellison Building, and this is where STEM subjects are based. So that includes biology, chemistry, engineering, and architecture. So they've got their own dedicated labs, studios, fancy tech. They've got 3D printers. They've got a bunch of sciencey, technical stuff, and they've got a room called the Zone, and that is their dedicated 24-hour study space. And even I can't access it because I'm not an engineering student. So they've got their own, the whole STEM subjects area of Northumbria, they've got their own dedicated stuff to make sure they get the best learning experience. So now let's head on to the next part of the campus. Let's go. And now we are in Northumberland Road, and as you can see here, here's Ellison, like I mentioned just earlier. And if you walk this way to the right, this is Cafe Central, and it's our own campus coffee shop where lecturers and students can stop if they want a coffee break. And if you go down to that building there, that greyish shiny one, that is Sports Central, and that's our own dedicated sports centre full of gyms, swimming pools, basketball courts, and that's where you can join a sports team if you are the athletic side, or just watch a bunch of games if you want. And the building opposite me, just above here, is Northumberland Building, and that is where psychology, sports sciences, those types of courses are based.
Okay.
If you walk with me further down,
I think I mute myself.
That is our own campus church.
Just now?
That is where Christian students actually go on a Sunday for their Sunday prayers. So it's open for Christian students. And if you keep walking down Northumberland Road here,
okay,
right
let
down
me
there,
repeat that again.
leads you to the main city centre, the main commercial part of the city centre, for shopping and food, etc.
Welcome to our session.
So let's walk down, and I'm going to show you the library and the student union. Let's go.
6 Mei 2021. Nama saya Lani, saya akan menjadi host for this afternoon session di satu minggu terakhir.
And we're here in the main courtyard of the campus. This is arguably like the main
saya
central part of the campus.
You know, in films where it's based, where it's set in a uni campus, and like you see the main area where the students hang out. Dan walaupun kita tidak bisa kemana-mana menjelang hari raya ini, kita mempunyai our host of honor, yaitu Mr. Kawin Siriwatana Koso, the regional marketing officer yang based di Bangkok, dari Northumbria University yang terletak di Newcastle. Jadi 1 jam ke depan ini kita akan mempunyai interactive session mengenai belajar di Northumbria University Newcastle. Dan jangan lewatkan kesempatan ini untuk bertanya pada Mr. Kawin.
Volunteering, extracurricular activities, help me meet new people, and to boost up their CV when leaving university, so they don't leave with more than just a degree. So yeah, this is the main courtyard bit, and as you can see right around me, everyone's enjoying the sun. And this right here behind me is the new Digital Commons, and it's also part of the library, and it's got over 100 computers, and it's the place where students can like work. It's another study space for them. It's got all the dedicated fancy softwares so that they can do all their works no matter what subject spot you're in. Any student can go in there and use it. Now before we wrap up this video, there's one more stop I need to show you. You see this part of the campus there, just right here, this path? This is where our campus cat actually hangs around. So normally on a normal day-to-day basis, when you're walking along this way, You can see the campus cat just sitting there, and that's your chance to go and pet it. And obviously it's not here, but you'll find it here once you arrive. And that's a wrap of the city campus tour for virtual tours. See you later.
Okay, that was a little bit about Northumbria dan seorang studentnya dari Northumbria. So now we'd like to pass the floor on to you, Mr. Kawin, so that
Thank you so much, Lani.
Tell us a little bit about Northumbria University.
Yep, thank you so much.
Teman-teman jangan lupa apabila ada pertanyaan, kapanpun ada pertanyaan silahkan diketik sehingga dalam kesempatan ini kita bisa tanyakan Mr. Kawin hal-hal yang kita tidak ketahui.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lani and AECC Indonesia for giving me this opportunity today to speak to all of you. Once again, I would like to say hello to everyone, and I would like to welcome you all here and thank you all here for joining our live session today. And just to introduce myself quickly, my name is Kawin. I am the Regional Marketing Officer at Northumbria University in Newcastle. And I'm really happy to be here with you and have this opportunity to speak to you all and introduce you to our university, Northumbria University in Newcastle. And to begin with, please allow me to give you a quick introduction to our university. Northumbria University is located in the city of Newcastle, and the home for the famous Newcastle United football team, which unfortunately they're not doing very well this year in the English Premier League, unfortunately. Newcastle is actually quite a big city. Newcastle is actually the 7th largest city in the UK by size and 8th largest in the UK by population. Newcastle is located in the northeast of the UK and is considered to be the capital city of the north. Newcastle is also considered to be a major transport hub in the UK and also for Europe. Newcastle, we has our own international airport, which make it really easy and convenient for students to travel to Newcastle. And there are so many traveling options that students can actually choose when they wanted to travel to Newcastle. They can make a transit in London if they want and take a connecting flight from London to Newcastle, and that would only take 1 hour only by flight. Or students can also make a transit via Amsterdam, and a flight connecting flight from Amsterdam to Newcastle International Airport would only take 1.5 hours only. Or students can also fly via Dubai as well. That would take around 7 to 8 hours for a flight from Dubai to Newcastle International Airport. Or students can also take a train also. And a train ride from London to Newcastle would take only around 3 hours and only 2 hours from Manchester. And Newcastle International Airport is actually only 15 minutes away from Newcastle City and also to our university campus as well. And students can easily take taxi or metro to access our city and also our campus from the Newcastle International Airport. And in normal circumstances, before the COVID-19 pandemic, we also offer what we call meet and greet service to our new students as well. And this is where we provide a free pickup service and welcome service to all the new students. And we actually send all students to their chosen accommodation for free. And Newcastle is actually one of the best student city in the UK, and has been consistently voted as one of the best and most affordable city for students to live and study in. Newcastle has won the best student city award 6 times in the past 9 years. And what you actually see here on this slide, this is Newcastle's most loved Grey Street and Grey Monument. Grey Street is considered to be one of the most beautiful traditional architecture street in the UK. And by the way, talking about Grey Street and Grey Monument, I'm really sure that you might have heard about Earl Grey tea before, right? And this is actually named after UK former Prime Minister Charles II Earl Grey, which is actually the person that stand on top of the gray monument right there. Newcastle also have modern iconic landmark like the Sage and Millennium Bridge, which are the two photos that you can see on the right side of the slide here. Now, just to provide you with some general information and key facts and figure about Northumbria University. Northumbria is a really big university. We are actually the 5th largest public university in the UK, and we have over 32,000 students studying with us at the moment, with around 10% international student ratio. So we have around 3,200 international students studying with us in Newcastle now. And in terms of ranking, we are in the top 30 in the UK now under the Guardian University Guide 2021. We are actually ranked 27 out of all UK university. And Northumbria is considered to be a modern university, and that is the university that aged under 50 years old. And we are doing really well comparing to other modern university in the UK. And in matter of facts, we are actually the highest ranked UK university under the Time Higher Education Young World University Guide 2020. And for art and design program, we actually ranked 10 in the UK under the Guardian University Guide 2021. And our School of Design is also very famous. It has been named as the Europe Best Design School by US Business Week magazine. And we are also strong in communication and media study program, and we are in the top 20 in the UK under the Complete University Guide 2021. As I mentioned that we are a really big university, we can actually offer more than 500 courses at Northumbria, and at all study level actually, anything from international foundation course, undergraduate course like bachelor degree program, postgraduate course or master degree, as well as research and PhD program. We can also supervise students for PhD courses. And at the moment, we are running under 4 faculty here, which is Faculty of Art, Design and Social Sciences, Faculty of Business and Law, Faculty of Engineering and Environment, and lastly, Faculty of Health and Life Sciences. Well, if you look at the name of the faculty that we have, you will notice that we can offer nearly everything at our university. And our campus in Newcastle is actually located right in the middle of the Newcastle CBD area. So we are right in the middle of the city. And this is actually the bird eye view photo of Newcastle city area. And the photo is actually taken by one of our own academic staff from the School of Design on his way back home to Newcastle. And what you can see here, the area that's circling in yellow, that is actually our campus area. And as you can see here, we have a really spacious campus that is blending very nicely with the city of Newcastle. Because a lot of time when I tell the student that we are located in the city area, a lot of students would normally imagine that we are like a high and tall rise building with no space, but we are nothing like that at all. We have a really nice and spacious campus for our students to enjoy. And apart from our city campus, we also have another campus called Coach Lane campus. And this is actually the dedicated campus for the Faculty of Health and Life Sciences. So for students who are taking, for example, nursing program, most of their class will be delivered at Coach Lane. And actually, it's not actually far away from one another. Coach Lane is only around 15 minutes away by bus from the city campus. And we actually provide free shuttle bus service for our students to travel to and from Coach Lane campus as well. And at Northumbria, we actually invest a lot in our facility and our campus, and making us one of the biggest and the most advanced and excited university in the UK. And just recently, we invest over £52 million in our campus to create 2 new buildings for our School of Computing and Information Sciences and Architecture and Built Environment, which is actually the building that you can see on the left side of the slide, as well as the new Student Central building that is connecting to our old library. And this is yet another landmark of Northumbria University. This is our iconic City Campus East. And we have invested over £48 million on this only this one project, and building this create a state-of-the-art building. And the building has been designed by world-class architecture company called Askin. And the lead designer for this project, Mr. James Brewer, actually designed the two buildings to replicate our human brain. The left side of our brain is used to handle logical thinking, and the right side is used to dealing with creativity. And that is exactly why the left side of the building, that is actually the Faculty of Business and Law, and the right side is the School of Design. And let me just take you for a quick look inside our City Campus East building here. And this is some of example of our lecture theater room, design studio that we have for our design student. And we also have a really advanced facility like Bloomberg room. This is being used for stock market trading training, and we also have real court room like a moot court for law students to use as well. And we at Northumbria, we also have really good and affordable student accommodation options for our students. Basically, we have many options for students to choose depending on their budget. Students could actually go for a cheaper share bathroom option if they want, and this will only cost them around 79 to 80 pounds per week. Or if they want more convenient and larger room with ensuite option, that means they have their own bathroom in the room. The ensuite option would cost around 130 to 140 pounds per week. Or they can even choose the more fancy spacious studio option with own bathroom and a small kitchen corner inside, and that would only cost them around 160 to 170 pounds per week. And the price that I mentioned here this is actually all bill inclusive. So it's already include all the water bills, gas bill, internet bills, and everything already. And the best thing is that they are really safe for students. We have 24/7 security for students and help desk. And the best thing is they are within a walking distance to travel to our campus. Students can only spend 2-minute walk or up to 20-minute walk from most of our accommodation building to travel to the campus. Here are some of the photos of our accommodation option that will be available for you if you choose to study at Northumbria. And if you want bigger room with small built-in kitchen, you can choose for the studio option. And this is like the one on the bottom left of this slide. Now, let me show you how easy and convenient it could be for students and to study and spend their life in Newcastle. And what you see here, this is actually the map of Newcastle city area. And the building that color in pink, that is actually our campus. And the building that is color in purple, those are accommodation building. And as you can see here, all of them are very close to the campus. In fact, all of them are within a walking distance to the campus. For example, if you look at Camden Court here, it would only take students around 2 minutes to walk to the campus. Or even if they live a little bit further down here, let's say at Liberty Key building, this would only take them around 15 or 20-minute walk to the campus. And guess what? This would guarantee that the student will be late to class every day. You know, like sometimes when you live too close to the campus, you always take it easy in the morning and just enjoy your morning coffee, take your time, and run right crazy to class every day in the very last minute. And this is actually what happening to me when I was a student as well. But actually, it's really convenient for the student to live so close to the campus like this. And if you like to go shopping after class, the shopping street is basically just outside our campus. We have a very big shopping mall here called Eldon Square. And we also have Chinatown in our city as well. And they are only like less than 10-minute walk from the campus. And we also have Central Station right down there at the map. And students can easily take a train and travel to other part of the UK like London and all. So we have Central Station right there, only around 15-minute walk from the campus. And Newcastle City actually have this nickname of 15-minute city because the local British actually say that you can walk anywhere within 15 minutes. But to me, I kind of prefer to call it like 30-minute minute city instead, because I have a fairly short leg. And at Northumbria University, we have over 210,000 alumni all around the world. They're coming from many countries, really, from more than 175 countries worldwide. and this gives our graduate a very good global network and connection after the graduation. And we also have world famous alumni who studied at Northumbria and went on to make their mark to the world. I'm really sure that all of you here would be very familiar with Apple product like iPhone, iPad, MacBook, and iPod. And all of these world-changing products are designed by our own alumni. Sir Jonathan Ive, former Chief Design Officer at Apple, and he graduated from Northumbria with a bachelor degree in design for the industry. And also, I'm also very sure that all of you would be very familiar and enjoy yourself with Pixar animation, like Finding Nemo and Toy Story, right? All of these famous animation were created by our own alumni as well. Mr. Warren Tesselman, he's the former head designer at Pixar. And we also have many successful alumni in Indonesia who are working or running their own business in the creative industry. And one of them is Mr. Adi Panuntun, the founder and director of Sembilan Matahari, the design and creative company that is famous for light design mapping. And Adi is also a film director for the famous Indonesian movie like Sinta. If you would like to find out more about Northumbria University, please feel free to visit our website www.northumbria.ac.uk. We also offer a good range of global academic scholarship for Indonesian students in this year. And for more information and application, please feel free to contact AECC Indonesia, our authorized representative in Indonesia. I'm really sure that the professional and friendly team at AECC will be able to help you with application process as well as visa application in the future. And just before we move on to the Q&A session, with the COVID-19 situation that is happening now, I think that we all miss traveling badly, right? And please allow me to take you for a quick imaginary tour to Newcastle together with me. We will walk along Northumberland Street together and go for a bit of shopping. And this is actually the main shopping street, and this is only 2 minutes away from our campus.
And welcome to Northumberland Street. This is the main district of Newcastle city centre. It's where all the shops and food places are, and it's only a 2-minute walk away from campus. So if you just follow me, we'll keep walking down the street and let's go. Alright, so just up ahead here, there's a fruit stall that's always on Northumberland Street around this part, just in front of Pret a Manger. And you'll always hear the fruit guys saying something like 2 punnet strawberries for a pound, and they do some good bargains. Like I just said, 2 punnet strawberries for a pound, and it's some good bargains for students like yourselves. And yeah, so let's just keep walking. There's a Starbucks right here if you want your daily fix of coffee after class or just before class. And there's a popular shop here called Etheless, and it is where you can get some cheap bargains for lunch, and they do a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different food deals, so it's ideal. Let's keep walking. Now, I remember when I was a kid, Northumberland Street was a lot different than to what it was now. It wasn't as all modern and sleek as it is now with all these fancier buildings. When I was a kid, it was still more traditional looking, so that just shows how much is invested in the city. Another popular thing about Northumberland Street is that it's a popular hotspot for busking, whether that's singing, dancing, or like street performers or stuntmen. Like, buskers love to come to Northumberland Street because it's the main street with full of busy people walking down to where they need to go. And there's one up there right now doing his thing, singing, selling his CDs. So, you can have a look there. And right to my right here is Eldon Square, and it's also the main shopping mall in the centre of town. And it's got loads of different shops, clothes, fashion, everything you'd want in a shopping centre. And that's the good thing about Newcastle. The Northeast is known for its shopping and its big shopping malls, and it's right in the city centre. You don't have to drive a long trek anywhere. So we'll just keep walking this way to the rest of the street. Another busker there. To me, because there's lots of buskers in Northumberland Street, it almost gives it that European kind of vibe, because whenever you go around any European countries, you see a lot of buskers on the streets, so it gives it that kind of vibe as well here in Newcastle. Alright, so heading towards the end of the street now, and if you look further down there, there's a London bus for like some sort of special exhibition. Lots of attractions like to come down here to Northumberland Street just to get that busy city kind of vibe with wherever you go, and it just builds up an atmosphere that's good for living and leisure in Newcastle. Alright, so we just reached the end of Northumberland Street now. This is normally a good spot. This is a really good Instagrammable spot. Just here, there's a nice view of Monument here and this Rolex building there. But to my left is a place called Stack, and it's a fairly new place made entirely out of metal containers. And you have lots of shops and like little mini food stalls and bars. It's a good place to hang out, like a nice edgy place to hang out and grab a bite to eat or drink there. And it's a pretty cool and lavish place. And to my right is Monument. And now we are here at Monument, which is another central part of Newcastle city centre. We've got the big statue here. You can have occasional tours that they do occasionally up to the Monument statue. You can get a panoramic view of all of Newcastle city centre. So if you go down there that way, that'll lead you to St James's Park, which is the football stadium, and it is super busy around that area during football matches on a weekend, especially during Newcastle versus Sunderland matches. And if you go down that way, just behind the Monument statue, it'll take you to the central station, the main train station that takes you to other cities in the UK. It's highly accessible to get to other cities. You don't have to take much links. It's in a main rail line. So if you go down that central station, and that is your first stop when you first arrive here in Newcastle, to the train station, then you can walk through the city centre to get to Northumbria Uni. And this here to my right is the actual metro train stations. And it is the main sort of subway lines of Newcastle city centre and the main Tyne and area, and it can take you to the coast, which is only 30 minutes, and to Gateshead, Sunderland is the main subway rail line. And then lastly, if you walk down that way past the Theatre Royal, it'll take you down to the quayside, which is like a long downhill walk, and it'll take you to the quayside, the iconic bridges, the Sage and the Tyne River, just down that way. 20-minute walk from here.
Wow, very cool, keren banget ya, Mr. Kawin. A very lively Northumbria Street, very busy street where all the things are happening.
I think we are missing traveling now, right? It's been a while. So to me, it's I just wish we can travel easily once again. But it will happen soon. It will happen soon because I think in the situation will improve in the very near future, especially for the September intake that will be coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. Jadi teman-teman, Newcastle itu kelihatannya nggak terlalu sepi-sepi sekali, banyak sekali kegiatan yang bisa dilakukan. Even during this pandemic time, di mana streetnya tetap busy, makanan juga gampang dicari, ya. Dan yang terpenting mengenai Northumbria University, just to summarize what Mr. Kawin told us, adalah universitas kelima terbesar, public university kelima terbesar yang ada di UK. Kemudian ada sekitar 10% dari 32.000 students, 10%-nya adalah international student. Kemudian menurut ranking adalah satu pertanyaan yang paling sering ditanyakan oleh orang tua. Jadi Northumbria merupakan top 27 di UK under the Guardian University Guide tahun 2021. Kemudian juga under the Times Higher Education Young World University rankingnya one of the highest ranked UK university untuk Young University ranking. Kemudian program yang cukup strong, yang sangat strong, rank number 10 adalah Art and Design under the Guardian University Guide. Juga untuk program komunikasi dan media studies merupakan top 20 di UK. Jadi ada sekitar kurang lebih 500 program yang ditawarkan di segala level, dari foundation, ada bachelor, master, kemudian juga PhD melalui 4 fakultas yang dimiliki, yaitu Faculty of Art, Design and Social Sciences, kemudian Faculty of Business and Law, Faculty of Engineering and Environment, dan juga Faculty of Health and Life Sciences. Kampusnya sangat modern, mereka invest cukup besar untuk mempunyai kampus yang sangat modern dan tentunya modern facility ya. Di Newcastle sendiri ada 2 kampus di I think City and Coach Lane ya. Tapi juga ada campus di London, right? Okay, Mr. Kawin, you also mentioned about scholarship, right? And that is something which is very interesting for Indonesian students, of course.
Yep, certainly.
Tell us a little bit about your scholarship and also your tuition fee, the average tuition fee at Northumbria University.
Okay, definitely. Basically, for academic, let me start with the tuition fee first. Okay, basically for this academic year, the tuition fee is £16,000 per year, and this is actually for both undergraduate and postgraduate program. So both bachelor degree student and master student, the tuition fee is the same. So it will be £16,000 per year. So for example, if student want to do 1 year master program, so in the UK, for your information, in the UK, the best thing is the master degree program is only 1 year long. Okay, so if you would like to study a master degree program with us, the tuition fee is actually £16,000 per year. And for the bachelor degree program, the tuition fee will be £16,000 per year. And usually the degree in the UK are 3 years long. Okay, so that would be £16,000 per year for the 3 years program. And for the scholarship that we offer, basically this year we offer what we call global scholarship, especially for Indonesian students. And in this year, the scholarship that we offer for master degree student, so for any student who take 1 year master degree, we offer £2,000 academic scholarship for Indonesian student this year. And for the 3 years bachelor degree student, we offer up to £6,000 for the student for those who interested to study a bachelor degree program. And the best thing is that the global scholarship for Indonesian student that we offer this year is actually awarded to Indonesian student automatically, right? So that is the best thing. There is no need to submit the scholarship application or anything. Right, so all you have to do is to submit your application to Northumbria to study at Northumbria, and if you are qualified for the program, the scholarship will be automatically awarded for you. Lani, I think you have to unpause your mic. Yep, unmute your mic first. Yep.
Okay, sorry. So how can you qualify for a program? In other words, what's the entry requirement?
What is the entry requirement? Definitely. Okay. Basically, the entry requirement is actually depending on the level of study. Okay. For example, if you are to let's start with master degree program, right? So for those who would like to study master degree with Northumbria, our requirement is for you to complete your bachelor degree program from Indonesian University and achieve the minimum cumulative GPA. So you need to achieve the GPA of over 2.5 out of 4 GPA. Okay. So that is the requirement for the master degree program. Yes. Okay. And may I also point out that the entry requirement can be flexible in a way. For example, if someone have less than 2.5 in their GPA, but if they got work experience, for example, right, we can take work experience onto account as well, right? Okay. Especially if the experience is directly related to that particular program of study, right? For example, if someone want to do a master program in entrepreneurship and innovation management, they might get less than 2.5. They might get like 2.2, 2.3. But if they got a really high or good relevant work experience, we definitely will be able to consider the work experience as well. And that is for the master degree program. And for the I forgot to mention about English requirement. Okay, so for master degree program, the IELTS requirement is 6.5 overall. with no minimum band below 5.5. And we would recommend students to take IELTS for UKVI if you want to apply for UK university. Okay, and that is about master program. For bachelor degree program, if someone want to join us to take their bachelor degree at Northumbria, basically one best thing about Northumbria is that we can actually accept high school student in Indonesia directly from their high school. Okay, the requirement for high school student is for them to complete their senior high school and yuan and the national exam, and they need to achieve the minimum score of 7 out of 10. So if they can achieve 70% grade, we can actually take them direct from their high school to study first year of the bachelor degree program at Northumbria, and without the need to do international foundation, right? Because typically you will need to do 1 year foundation course before you can join the bachelor degree program in the UK. But at Northumbria, if you can achieve high grade, like maybe 70% average from your high school, we can actually accept you onto first year of the bachelor program directly. With only one condition though, you need to meet our English requirement as well. And the English requirement for the bachelor degree program is slightly lower than the master degree. We only require 6.0 overall IELTS with no band below 5.5 in this case. And actually, we in the past we have accepted a lot of students from high school in Indonesia, and they are doing very well even without the foundation. So we have a very good track record for Indonesian students, and the standard is really high also. So that's how we are happy to accept students from Indonesian high school to study with us for the first year program. And if you are studying in international school, we can also accept students from international school definitely. And the requirement would be to do either A level or IB diploma, or they have to achieve around 120 to 128 UCAS point for the either IB diploma or A level program. Yep. So that is a little bit on the entry requirement for both bachelor degree and master degree program.
Oke, jadi teman-teman, Northumbria adalah salah satu university yang bisa direct entry tanpa perlu melalui foundation. Yang penting untuk bachelor program Anda mencapai nilai paling tidak 7,0 dari 10 untuk bachelor level atau 2,5 dari 4 untuk master level. Ya, dan juga Anda perlu IELTS-nya memenuhi persyaratan yaitu 6.0 with no band less than 5.5 atau 6.5 untuk master tanpa point below dari 5,5. Kawin, you said that you prefer students to do IELTS UKVI earlier, even for master students. Why not just the normal IELTS?
Yep, because the UKVI test is actually used for visa application. I believe also. So if you take IELTS for UKVI, you can also use the IELTS result as part of your visa application also.
Okay. My understanding was the UKVI is only for under like foundation diploma program, but not for master bachelor degree. So okay.
Yep. For degree level, we it would be better off with IELTS for UKVI also. Yep.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next question that I have. What about the popular programs for Indonesian students? And average, how many Indonesian students do you have in the campus?
Okay. For Indonesian student, I would say that we have Indonesian student doing nearly every program at Northumbria. But what I noticed very recently is that I would say that mass communication, design, business program like international business management or digital marketing and entrepreneurship, these are becoming increasingly popular among Indonesian students. And I would say in overall, I would say creative program that that would be a good explanation to this. So creative program is really popular for Indonesian students at the moment.
Okay, so would that be a recommendation for Indonesian students as well if they come to Northumbria, Karin?
Yeah, I mean, like Newcastle is a very nice city, and to me, I think it's one of the best student destination for not only for Indonesian student though, but for international student in general. I think it's the city itself make it so easy for anyone to adapt themselves to the city. And if you look at my with my presentation before, when I talk about the city, one thing that you notice would be that the city itself is not too big, but not too small, right? So if I throw someone right there, easily in a few days, they would be very familiar with the city, and the city have all the convenience for the student, right? So they don't need to worry much about transportation. They can just walk anywhere they want. So I would highly recommend Newcastle as a study destination because of this regard, and it's very safe for students also.
Okay. So what about living costs in Newcastle? What about accommodation and living costs out of the campus accommodation?
Okay.
Does students choose to live out of the campus, or almost all students choose to live within the campus accommodation?
Okay. Yeah. When it's come to accommodation choices, basically we don't have any rule to say that, hey, you have to live on campus. It's not like that. Basically, we give this freedom to the student, so they can live by themselves if they want, right? But usually, I would recommend students to study on to live in one of our student accommodation, right? Or if not, then with other student accommodation. Right. When I mentioned the term student accommodation, what I meant is that there will be certain building or certain accommodation that only reserved for students. Okay, and they can be students who study at Northumbria University or study with our neighbor Newcastle University. Right. But the idea is that the whole building would be only for students to live in. Right.
Okay.
And to me this is really important because it's make it safer for students, and this provide a safe environment for students to live in, and students will get all the support as well if they are living in this accommodation, and price wise is cheaper also. It's not too expensive as well, and students will get all the support, and they have front desk. Like if anything, they can just easily go to the front desk and ask for help, right? So when you are away from home, I think that is very important and make yourself easier if you live on accommodation, and I mean like living cost is very low in Newcastle. If we look at the government guideline, they would normally say around £1,000 per month that you need to prepare for the budget, around that £1,023 to be exact. But actually, it can be a lot lower than that. It can be a lot lower than that because if you would imagine yourself living so close to the campus, you don't need to even pay for the bus ticket or train ticket, right? You can just walk, right? And rental are not too bad either in Newcastle, and a meal is not too expensive, especially if you want to cook some of the meal yourself, right? So I mean like just to give you some idea on how things cost around Newcastle, right? So you can have this feel. Start with rental. I think I mentioned before the cheapest one if you want to save budget, if you live on the share bathroom, it's 70-80 pounds per week you can pay, okay, for the share bathroom option.
Campus,
that's really that's on campus, correct. And if you want on suite, 140 150 pounds per week, that should be sufficient, okay. If you are too lazy to walk, if you want to catch a metro, that would only cost a few pounds, 2 or 3 pounds to catch a metro within the city area. A meal as the normal restaurant would cost around 4 to 5 pounds, right? Or if you go for like buffet, it would be like 12 pounds for the buffet meal, okay. More fancy restaurant would cost like 10 or 20 pounds, like that, okay. So if each day you eat at normal restaurant, it would only set you back like 5 pounds, 4 pounds per meal, Okay, and mobile phone that would cost you around 10 or no more than 20 pounds per month, depending on the plan that you choose. But these days students don't pay much for mobile phone though. Most of them would pay like 10 or 15 pounds would be sufficient because they can use Wi-Fi at the accommodation as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, soft drink like 1.5 pound, 2 pounds for a can of drink, right? So it's not expensive to live in Newcastle really. And you can also work part-time also with your visa, student visa that you got. You got the work, right? And you can work during the term hour. You can work 20 hours per week during the term time. And we have a very nice career center at our university that actually assists students in terms of how to find the job that student want to do. So we have a really good support for our student in that sense as well.
Yeah. What sort of jobs do your students usually do, your international students, maybe I should say?
Okay.
And then how much money do they get per hour for the part-time work?
Okay. For the part-time work, they can do many things though. They can work in a restaurant, they can work in a cafe, or they can even, some students even work inside the university as well. I know a few students who work for our library, for example. Okay,
Yep.
so there's so many things that the student can do around the city, because the city is quite vibrant. So it's not a quiet town like that. So there's so many opportunity around, and in the UK they have the minimum wages. So you don't have to worry about being short pay, right? So they will pay you according to the law, and I think average they will get around 8 to 10 pounds, 8 pounds or 9 pounds per hour, and it depends on the age as well.
It's quite good additional pocket money for students.
Yeah, definitely. But still study have to be their first priority.
Of course. All right. Next, what about your during this pandemic, right, Kawin, when student arrives in the UK, they're talking about having to be now I forgot the word.
Self-isolated, right?
Self-isolated, exactly. Where do they have to self-isolate themselves? Can they go straight to the accommodation, or do they have to go to the hotel? Or
okay, I think what I should do, perhaps I will give you some update with regard to the COVID-19 situation, and also just to tell you what you have to do. What you have to do now if you have to travel to the UK. Basically, I think you might all be aware that in the UK they are being under lockdown at the moment, and the lockdown started from January earlier this year. Okay, until now still lockdown. But when I said that they are under lockdown, it doesn't mean that you cannot travel to the UK. No, you can. So they still welcome students to traveling into the UK. Right. However, there are some few rules that students need to follow. Okay, and can I also point out that what I mentioned here right now is only valid for now. Okay, so in the future there might be more relaxed to the rule also. So we will keep you updated on this as well. For now, students can enter in the UK. The first thing that they need to do first is to take COVID test before they travel to the UK. Because when they arrive in the UK, they will have to provide a negative test result, and the test result should be no more than 72 hours prior to the arriving in the UK. So students have to recently take the test before they travel and arrive in the UK. That is the first thing. And the second thing is that they have to go through 10 days self-isolation period when they arrive in the UK. And when I say self-isolation, this can actually be done at your own accommodation. Okay. Let's say that if you book for our accommodation at Northumbria, when you landed at the airport, just go to your accommodation. They will ask you like, where are you living and all, right? So you just give the information that this is my accommodation hall that I book. You can do the 10 days isolation period at your own accommodation. Okay, and this is good in a way that this is also the part of the reason why I like to recommend students to live on the student accommodation, no matter it's gonna be booked with us at the uni or you find your own student accommodation. But when it's come to student accommodation, they will support you, right? They will take care of you. In the past intake, like last year September, when we have a lot of students who travel in the UK, and it's lovely. I mean, like, our accommodation team take really good care of them. So they deliver food for the student. They're doing shopping for the student during the 10 days. They even give shopping voucher for free for the student to support them during the time, right? And so they have to do that for 10 days, and we will take care of you during the 10 days. And the other thing that they have to do, they need to take 2 COVID tests after they arrive in the UK, right? And this is nothing to be worried about. Again, the accommodation team will take care of them, and we actually have a test COVID-19 test center on campus in Newcastle, right? So we will take good care of you during the time. And again, not to feel too fear about this. I only wanted to give you the information, but like I mentioned, by the time come in September, I am really sure that the situation will be better by then, because it's a few months from now. And if you keep track of the situation in the UK, things getting a lot better now, right? The lockdown will actually, the government actually plan to end all the lockdown and lift all the restriction by the 21st of June this year. So we really hopeful about this. I mean, like, with the time frame and all the action that they have done, I think that we will have a really good intake in September, because things will be returned to normal. And another thing that I would like to share with you today would be the vaccination program. This is really important, right? Because the more people take vaccine, the easier the situation will come. And the UK, in the UK, they're doing really, really well with their vaccination program. I think they are one of the very first country to start their vaccination program early this year, and they are actually progressing very quickly, actually. And younger age group people, when I said younger age group, I'm talking about like young, like 18 to 49 years old, right? So for the younger age group, the plan is for them to be able to start booking for their COVID-19 tests soon. In this next few weeks, they will be able to book for their test, right? I think they can even book now. They can start booking now for their COVID-19 vaccine, and they are planning to deliver all the vaccine and get the younger age group to take the vaccine around mid-June. Right?
Okay.
So that is a really good timeline, actually, because mid-June, if a lot of people take the vaccine, September intake, it will be a lot safer. And one other thing is that international students can also take vaccine as well, and it's for free. It's under the
they have already had the insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because they paid for NHS, they can take that for free. So when students arrive in the UK, I would recommend them to register for their GP and get the vaccine.
Right. Okay. Cool. Let's answer some of the questions that some of the viewers have. Can you share a little bit on MBA program and any attractive scholarship for international students on that particular program, Kevin?
Okay. MBA program is considered to be a master program, a postgraduate course. Yeah. So in this year, we offer £2,000 global scholarship, the same as the master degree program. I mean, MBA program is interesting, but I think it's more suitable for students with work experience. Okay, so usually the minimum requirement for work experience would be over 2 years managerial experience for the MBA program. Okay, in case that you didn't have that 2-year managerial experience, I would suggest you to consider our master degree program in business management disciplinary, and actually we have a lot of program in our business management faculty, and you can do anything from a master program in international business management or marketing program or logistics. right? So we have a very good specialization program where you can choose whatever you wanted to be specialist on for the business management.
Okay. Right. So, Kawin, this is just to reconfirm. You said earlier that Northumbria can accept direct entry even from national school program students, right? At least they have the average of 70 out of 100 or 7 out of
Correct.
10, right?
Correct, yes. So they need to achieve 70% or 7 out of 10 from their senior high school and U1 and national exam. And also achieve the required IELTS score, which is 6.0 overall with no band below 5.5. And yes, in that case, we would be more than happy to accept the student directly onto the first year of the bachelor degree program.
Okay. And that goes across all programs, the 7.0 out of 10, right?
Correct. For example, for mass communication or for business management, international business management bachelor degree, yes, definitely. But for design program or architecture program, in that case, we might also request for portfolio as well.
Oh, okay. Even for the high school students, right?
Yes, correct. Yep, we need a portfolio as well for practical design program. We need to look at that.
And you do have the guidelines on the portfolio requested.
Yes, correct. You can access the portfolio guide on our website as well.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Teman-teman ya bisa direct entry, walaupun dari National High School kita bisa langsung masuk ke Northumbria dengan memenuhi persyaratannya tadi. Okay, where can we get the uni brochure? I think nowadays we have to refer to the website, right?
Yes, you can actually download one. Actually, the brochure is actually up for download. I have a copy like this, right? You can actually download this online from our website. Okay. And when you download it, it's exactly like this. It's like ebook. Okay. So yes, you can definitely download the electronic guide online. Yep, at our website.
Otherwise, you can contact, bisa hubungi AECC dan kita bisa berikan linknya untuk e-brochure agar bisa di-download secara mudah. The next question would be, do I need to take foundation program for Bachelor of Nursing?
Okay, for the bachelor program of nursing, it's the same. You can complete your high school program in Indonesia, but I would suggest you to show high grade in science subject as well.
Okay, but as you mentioned earlier, still 7.0 or it should be higher?
7.6. Yep, 70% is fine. Yep.
Okay. Do you accept credit transfer student from Diploma 3?
Yes, we can do. Yes, from D3, we can consider student onto final year entry of the bachelor degree program. Okay, and the condition is that the D3 have to be relevant in a way and or close enough to whatever program they choose to study at Northumbria. For example, if they do D3 in nursing or D3, they have to do bachelor in nursing. Or if they wanted to do D3 in, if they did D3 in business, they should enter D3 in bachelor degree in business. So have to be similar. Have to be similar program.
Okay, and how long will you assess that, and what would you need to assess the transfer credit?
Yep. For the transfer of credit, the application will take slightly longer than the regular one because it's have to go through going through school assessment. Basically, we would ask the student to provide full academic transcript. That would be good, and if they if they have the course syllabus, that might be benefit. Yeah, course syllabus might help also. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And it will take a little bit longer to assess.
Correct.
The
Yes. So spare like 2 weeks, just in case. So spare a little bit of time for the application.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kawi.
Very welcome.
Next. Just to close the, during the pandemic for students, bachelor in theater, are they taking online class too? Yeah, a little bit question on how the classes going on during the pandemic
Okay.
would be good.
Yep. I think this is a really good question. If we talk about the delivering of program during the pandemic, basically we have to admit one thing, that not all program can be delivered online, right?
Yeah,
And this might be so true for practical program and something like design program. Some of the component you still have to do it physically on the face-to-face basis, and the government also gives some concession for certain program as well. So they will have the list of the program where university can deliver the course face-to-face mode. Okay, but in some program it will be offered as the mixed teaching, right? So there will be some of the component where it's not not necessary to do face to face. They will do online, right? Otherwise, they will keep a limited hour for the contact that is required for the program, for the practical part of the program. So yes, it's like blended. So yep. So that would be my answer though. So anything that is related to like workshop and all, they can do face to face, but they will keep the contact hour minimal during the pandemic.
Okay, that would be including internship and anything to do with practical work, right?
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, another one, student with O-level GCSE grade 10, are they qualifying for fashion design bachelor?
Okay. Unfortunately, with O level, the UCAS point wouldn't be sufficient, wouldn't be enough for the direct entry to the bachelor degree program.
Right.
I would suggest the student to continue on to A level or IB diploma, and during the time they can compile their portfolio as well. Okay, and this would be my recommendation though, because the UCAS point wouldn't be enough for them to enter the program.
What about through foundation? Is there any pathway that the IGCSE student grade 10 can?
Okay. If they wanted to attend international foundation course, I think they have to reach AS level at least to get sufficient point for foundation course. Yep. So I would say at our university, if they can achieve AS at least, then yes, that would be sufficient. Yes.
All right then. Cool. Since we are running out of time, we better wrap up the session. Maybe there are some last words that you want to pass on to the students who are thinking to study at Northumbria, but still hesitating because of the pandemic. Kawin?
Yes, definitely. I would like to say that the overlook for September intake is getting is actually really positive now. I know that we have been through this COVID situation for quite some time, but things start to improve now, and the situation in the UK is much better now with the long stretch of lockdown that is actually implementing from the beginning of this year. The number of cases are low now in the UK, and the vaccination program are in place, and that is actually really effective, right? And as I mentioned before, that even international students who are studying in the UK, they can also register for the vaccine and take the vaccine in the UK as well. We at our university, we actually plan to offer face-to-face class for this upcoming September intake. So we are returning to normal, really, right? But my message would be, I'm really positive about what's gonna happen in September intake, and we would love to welcome all of you to Newcastle to study at Northumbria on a face-to-face basis. If you are hesitating, I would say that don't worry, things are getting better. But at the end of the day, if things are not 100% by September intake, we will give you option. We will be flexible to our students, and at the end of the day, student safety and their health is our first priority at Northumbria. So if you are not confident by the time that is coming in September, we can offer blended teaching. We can allow you to study a few months in your home country if should the situation is not good as we expected, and return to class at a later date. We can do that if the situation is not 100%. But then again, I'm really confident that things will be good and return to normal by September intake, right? And so, yep, please come. Please come. We would love to welcome you. We'd like to meet you in person in Newcastle.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kawin.
Thank you so much.
Oke, teman-teman, saya cuma ingin mengingatkan mereka yang tertarik untuk belajar di Northumbria University, silakan kontak AECC Global dan kita akan bantu teman-teman untuk dari A sampai Z. Pokoknya teman-teman tinggal kirimkan dokumen aja, kita akan bantu untuk apply, dapatkan letter of offer, kemudian kita akan bantu teman-teman untuk accept the offer, atau kalau misalnya belum siap untuk accept the offer, kita juga bisa defer the offer untuk Anda. Kita akan bantu buatkan student visa, carikan accommodation, sehingga pada waktunya Anda tinggal berangkat aja ke UK dan mulai study di sana. Ya, jadi jangan ragu, hubungi kami, kirimkan dokumen Anda kepada kami. Juga saya ingin mengingatkan bahwa besok kita masih ada acara one-on-one, tentunya harus booking tanggal 7 Mei into US dan into UK Open Day. Jadi bagi mereka yang ingin tahu lebih banyak mengenai study in the UK dan study in the USA, silahkan hubungi kami untuk book karena sesi ini harus di book. Juga pada tanggal 8 kita punya UK Canada Virtual Application Day di mana teman-teman juga bisa bertemu langsung dengan Mr. Kawin salah satunya dan many other university representative untuk apply langsung ke program yang Anda minati. Oke, sore hari ini saya dari AECC Global mengucapkan banyak terima kasih untuk teman-teman yang sudah hadir. Selamat menjalankan ibadah puasa di 1 minggu ke depan. Have a great Eid Ramadan dalam waktu 1 minggu. Stay safe, jangan kemana teman-teman, jangan kemana-mana supaya angka COVID kita tidak naik. Alright, selamat sore, selamat berjumpa kembali di minggu ini.
Thank you everyone. Thank you Lani. Take care.